evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. All you fine-looking young ladies out there. Yeah, I know that. Is that thunder I'm hearing? Is it thunder? I can hear it. I shut the music down there. Well, here we go again. Back by popular demand for number 10. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the engine behind this evening. It's so wonderful to have you in front of me, even if it be for one last time. Eileen, stand up!
Bear with me, folks. This is my least favorite part of the night. I have cheat sheets, though, so I don't forget to do something, because there's nothing worse than going home after this event and laying in bed saying, oh my God, I forgot to do that. So let me start by saying I'm Eileen Stetter, and I will be your mistress of ceremonies tonight. For the new people in the room, which I think there's quite a few, because I get to see all the ticket purchases when they come through, and there were a lot of names that I didn't recognize. So for those people, I'd like to explain the fact that tonight is founded in memory of my mother. My mother experienced complete joy on the dance floor, and she loved doing things for other people. So when she passed, I decided, okay, is there any way I combine my love of dancing and a generous spirit and create a fundraiser where we can have just the ladies, who for the most part love to dance, and raise money for different charities. So to date, we have raised and donated almost $90,000. And with your help, we are going to raise and donate over $100,000 after tonight. So I was talking to someone earlier today, and they said, so did your mom love to dress up and wear stilettos? And I said, oh my God, no. My mother was a very, very simple woman. She would never put a stiletto on. So this woman said, well, where did the idea for the stiletto in your logo come from? So I told her a story, which I will share with you. When I was 8, 9 years old, I lived in the Bronx, and I was out with my friends playing jump rope on the sidewalk in front of my apartment, and this very stylish lady came downstairs with a box, and peeking out of the top of the box was what looked like the tip of a pink stiletto. So my friends and I all stopped playing jump rope and watched what she was going to do with this box. And she went downstairs and put the box by the trash cans, and then she left. So we all looked at each other like, did you see what I just saw? Let's go check it out. So we went down, and in the box were a pair of hot pink stilettos. Never in my life had I seen anything so amazing. So there were several of us, and we had to figure out how this was going to go, since we all wanted them. And we decided the fairest way to do it was to see who could fit the shoe, just like Cinderella, and who could walk in them without falling over. And I was the lucky winner. I took those shoes home. Oh God, I'm gonna well up. I took those shoes back to my apartment and hid them under the pull-out couch that I slept on. And every day after school, I put those shoes on. And I was beautiful. I was powerful, I was a movie star, I was a queen, I was transformed. And so when we were thinking about the logo for Happy Feet, I knew I had to incorporate the stiletto somehow. And so that, for me, is the transformative power. And that's why the two charities tonight have crystal shoes on their tables, which are the Cinderella slippers, because they are transforming lives every day. All right, now down to business. I have to start by thanking several people. My birthday girl, Phyllis Gavoni. Where are you, Phyllis? Grace Allen. Janice McCarty. Terry Ferraris. And Barb Carlson. Is Barb here yet? Oh, yay! And of course, a great big thank you to everybody who's volunteered here tonight, because without my volunteers, I'm only one person, and there's a bazillion jobs here tonight. So without all my volunteer help, tonight wouldn't happen. So I'd like to give them all a round of applause. And of course, to my favorite man in the room, DJ Jeff Hall. Jeff was with us the first time we ever had Happy Feet, which was 10 years ago at the American Legion in Rentham, and there were only 43 of us. But I went home that night and I couldn't sleep. Just like you can't sleep after you've given birth because your body is so overwhelmed with emotion. I was like, I feel like I just gave birth to something. This is amazing. I need to do this every year. So, thanks to Jeff Hall and his constant encouragement and musical talents, we're gonna get this house rocking tonight. I'd also like to acknowledge some family and friends who have come a great distance to be here. So my friend Pam, her sister Charlotte came all the way from Montana. Pam's niece Debbie came all the way from Washington, D.C. We have Holly from North Carolina. We have Nikki from West Virginia. We have my future daughter-in-law, Mina, from New York City. And of course, we have my daughters. They're local, but I'll give them a shout out anyways. Now tonight we're gonna have dancing. We're gonna have bra pong. We're gonna have boobs, booty, and bling. Don't forget to buy your ring, only $10. It's a must-have at 10 o'clock, or you miss out on the most fun of the night. We're also going to have a dance instructor from Fred Astaire come and give us some lessons around 9:15. And at some point this evening, 10:30, we will crown this year's dancing queen. So don't be shy, get your moves on, because we're watching everyone in the room as a possible winner. We have raffle prizes. We have amazing door prizes. We have raffle prizes, we have auction items, we will have some door prizes. There's many ways for you to spend your money. All the proceeds from tonight go to our two charities. And speaking of our two charities, I would like to introduce Barbara Yates from New Life Furniture Bank of Massachusetts.
Thank you all for being here. This is really, I heard about it, but you really have to be here, don't you? It's quite amazing. So, usually they tell me to step back. I have a voice that carries. I could probably make you all hear me. Anyway, I am here to tell you, if you don't already know what a furniture bank is, It's really very simple. The situation we deal with isn't simple, but a furniture bank is just like a food bank, except that instead of coming weekly, you come once. And we have an array of hopefully everything that would be basic for a family. Gently used furniture, sometimes new mattresses to supplement the donated ones, and a wide range of household goods. And people are able to come by reference from a social service agency, a church, or a healthcare organization. We only accept by referral, and all clients leave, we hope, with something stable in their lives in addition to their housing for the first time in a while. Most of the families who come to us have been homeless. So what image comes to mind when you think about a homeless person? You may be thinking about that guy on Starro Drive when you come off the off-ramp to go up to the Mass Pike who stands there with a sign, or somebody shuffling along in the middle of the city. But what we've noticed is that everybody is different, just like we all are. The demographics don't have any stereotype. And that includes age, gender, it includes all kinds of other things that, unfortunately, people just find themselves in situations and do not have a support system, and that is often the biggest thing. We know that there are really two kinds of homelessness. One is people who have been without permanent housing for a long time and are maybe suffering from some kind of emotional or addiction situation. And then there are those who found themselves in a situation where it resulted from domestic violence, having their housing costs simply get out of their control, having a circumstance where a health issue. Sometimes it's a combination of all those things. But the one thing they have in common is all of the people who come to us, most of them they just didn't have a support system to help them get through this crisis. So we have an opportunity during the 1-hour appointment to restore some hope and dignity in the way we treat people who felt shame and stigma, and in the case of parents, even guilt at the situation they found themselves into. The majority of those who are referred to us are female. A great many are single mothers. We know that all of us find it especially, who volunteer, find it especially gratifying when we see the enthusiasm that a mother feels when she knows that her children are finally going to have their own beds to sleep in, and some special thing might light up her own eyes for herself. I want to share a couple of comments with you, because I think that the words that people give us on their forms that they fill out before they leave after their visit speak much more clearly and poignantly than we ever could. You helped me provide the needs for my 4 kids, which I haven't been able to do. Most importantly, I feel emotional support to continue on this new path. My daughter will love the rugs for her room. I was emotionally and financially abused by their father for 20 years. I'm beginning a new chapter, learning how to be independent and working through the healing process. On the very same day, which just happened to be Valentine's Day, but that's truly just a coincidence, another woman wrote, "I lost my kids and I am in the process of getting them back. I lost my apartment with everything in it. You guys rock. You take people who feel broken and transform them into human beings." Thank you. Human beings again, I should say. Thank you. It's also energizing to know that as we serve people like these two, we're also helping the environment by recycling furniture and other things that might otherwise end up in the landfill. And in fact, the germination for this idea came from a conversation my husband had in a coffee shop with a friend he worked on Habitat for Humanity projects with, and Doug Marshall asked him,
do you know any place where I could just donate some perfectly good children's furniture? And Ron said, actually I do. Because we had lived in Acton, where there is a furniture bank that's been around for 27 years now. And we would give a lot of our own stuff as we moved to Medfield, and knew that it was something quite wonderful that we thought was a very worthwhile enterprise. Never did we think of doing it ourselves until Ron and Doug made a visit there and looked at each other and said, we could do this. So we all have choices about how we see the world and how we see its problems. We can all view the situation of homelessness as vast and hopeless, because it is vast and it does have a lack of hope. At the same time, and that to me is like standing in the dark with your eyes closed in front of the ocean and throwing rocks. Just that's one way you could look at it. On the other hand, we can be like that little boy who was walking down the beach. You probably all heard the story, and he was picking up starfish and throwing them back. And his father said, what are you doing? There are so many starfish on this beach. You know that you can't possibly help. You can't save all these starfish. And this little boy looked at his father and said, well, no. But it mattered to that one, and it matters to this one, as he threw them back. And I think that that's what we all recognize. We can do something that matters. And thank you, Eileen, for starting something and doing such a great job.
Well, I'm certainly glad I spoke before she did. That was awesome, Barbara. All right, believe it or not, our next speaker is also Barbara. Barbara Gillmeister will speak to us about Gilly's House and the wonderful work done there.
Baba Mama.
Thank you, Eileen. I'm honored that Gilly's House was chosen this year as one of the recipients from this amazing event. Just to be serious for a minute, federal prosecutors last week charged 60 doctors, pharmacists, and other licensed medical professionals across 5 states in connection with illegally prescribing more than 32 million pain pills. More people died of drug overdoses just in the last year than in 10 years of the Vietnam War. My son, Stephen, 10 days from now would have been 28 years old. I could not let his life go without a purpose and a legacy. Addiction is not a solitary disease. It affects the whole family. Stephen, in fact, had a friend who has lost both parents to addiction. At Gillies, we started a support group for siblings who have lost brothers and sisters. There are children who have lost parents to addiction. There are children being raised by grandparents. The Safe Coalition, along with the Hockomock Y, are starting a grandparent support group. We are losing a generation of beautiful young people. Gilly's House, a structured, sober recovery house, is truly a warm home that wraps itself around those who come to live, those who come for support, those who come to volunteer, those looking for a shoulder to cry on, and the hundreds who have come to lend a hand. We are only supported by the program fees paid by residents and the amazing generosity of the public. There is no way to truly thank all of the people who have touched the life of Gilly's House, but I know that we are sincere and dedicated to our cause, and you all are helping to be part of it. I'm truly overwhelmed by the support and love in this room. I would be tremendously remiss if I didn't talk about my partner in this, Maureen Cappuccino. I call Maureen my tornado of energy at Gillies. Nothing gets past her, and nobody walks away without making a donation to her. So again, I want to thank Eileen for this opportunity to be part of Happy Feet, and let's get the night going.
All right, girls, so I'm just going to briefly recap how you can spend your money tonight. Every dollar spent is going to one of two awesome charities. The proceeds from tonight get split right down the middle. So give until it hurts. No bargain hunting allowed. We've got auction prizes that are valued at over $8,000. Raffles, which there are selling raffle tickets out in the hallway. One sheet for 20 tickets for $20 and 3 sheets of 20 for $50. We have Bra Pong. The winner of Bra Pong tonight will win a $50 gift card to Nordstrom.
500.
Oh, sorry, 500. Good Lord, thank God somebody's listening to me. And Boobs, Booty, and Bling is a 50-50. So, last year's winner went home with over $600. The more you bling, the more you win. And now, we're going to start dancing off tonight. But first I want to mention one thing. So, very recently, one of the happiest women who ever came to Happy Feet passed away. And so, Karen D'Angelo, I know you're in the room tonight, and we're going to start tonight's dancing with one of her favorite songs. Dance to the Music by Sly and the Family Stone. Let's do this!